In 1665, Robert Hooke, an English physicist, observed box-like shapes while looking at a sliver of cork through a microscope. He later named these box-like shapes cells because he thought that they resembled tiny rooms that monks live in. Every living thing is made up of cells. Cells are the basic unit of life. They make up an organism. Cells have the capability to absorb or produce food as well as to reproduce. They're able to control their chemical processes and are sensitive to changes in their environment. They experience death, too. Different organisms may have different types of cells, but these cells have rather similar structures. Some organisms are made up of one single cell. These organisms are known as unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms have simple body structures. Some of the commonly known unicellular organisms are the euglena, paramecium, and amoeba. Diatoms are unicellular algae that contain chloroplasts. Their cell walls are made of silicon dioxide like a glass house. Many organisms are made up of more than one type of cells. These organisms are known as multicellular organisms. Animals and plants are multicellular organisms. Plants are made up of many different types of cells. Some of the cells take on the role of photosynthesis, while others are in charge of transportation. Although these cells may have different shapes and perform different functions in a plant, they share several common features. A plant cell has a cell wall, cell membrane, cytoplasm, a nucleus, chloroplasts, and a large vacuole. The stiff outer layer of the cell is known as the cell wall. It is made up of cellulose. The cell wall not only gives a plant cell its shape, it also protects and supports the cell. It allows a plant to stand and grow to great heights on land without the skeletal support needed by animals. Animal cells do not possess cell walls. The cell membrane is partially permeable, thus in control of the substances which pass through it. For example, the cell membrane enables substances such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water to move in and out of the cell. However, proteins and carbohydrates cannot pass through the cell membrane. In this way, nutrients are retained within the cells, while waste materials are removed. The cell membrane also separates the cytoplasm from the external environment. The material within the plasma membrane is known as the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is made up of water, salts, and other organic materials. The watery environment of the cytoplasm cushions the nucleus. The nucleus contains chromosomes, or genetic material. The nucleus is often known as the control center of a cell. It acts like a leader that controls the activities taking place within the cell. Chloroplasts are found only in plant cells. They are tiny disc-like structures that contain a green pigment known as chlorophyll. The main function of chloroplasts within the cytoplasm is to carry out photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, the chlorophyll captures energy from the sunlight and uses it to make food. The vacuole is made up largely of water. Thus, if you fail to water your houseplants, they will wither when the water content in the vacuoles is used up. Although animal cells come in many different shapes and sizes, they share several common features. An animal cell has a cell membrane, cytoplasm, a nucleus, and small vacuoles. The cell membrane forms the outer layer of an animal cell. It contains the cytoplasm of the cell and separates the cytoplasm from the external environment. Apart from protecting the cytoplasm from the outside environment, the cell membrane is partially permeable and thus controls materials that move in and out of the cell. Cytoplasm is made up mainly of water and salts. Chemical reactions take place within the cytoplasm of a cell. Within the cytoplasm, there are several cell parts like vacuoles and nucleus. The watery environment of the cytoplasm provides a cushion for these cell parts. The nucleus is known as the control center of a cell. It acts like a leader that controls the activities which take place within the cell. Within the nucleus are the chromosomes or genetic material of a cell. These genetic materials within the chromosomes can be passed down from parents to their children and are thus responsible for the inherited traits of a child. An animal cell has small and numerous vacuoles. They help to store food that is not immediately needed by a cell. These vacuoles contain air, liquid, and food particles.